This is my take on the cool tech that we saw at NAB 2017 in Las Vegas. The first thing that we saw that was very interesting to us was sound devices. They're a famous company, and anybody that's done pro sound using a field mixer in documentary work and film work and television production knows of sound devices. They have great preamps. Their field mixers are the industry standard, but they came out with a new line this year that's amazing. And it's really more than a field mixer. These are triple threats. Not only can you mix, but you can record three ways. First, there's an SD card that you can record to in the mixer. So you can have a native mix right in the mixer. Secondly, you can send signal to the camera. You can actually have great preamps for your camera and record right natively with the video a very good, clean, mixed sound. And then thirdly, they can record directly to a computer through a USB audio interface. So it actually serves as a mixer, a recorder, and a USB audio interface, which is why I call them a triple threat. The MixPre-3 is the first unit. It's the mixer recorder. You can record 5 tracks, 3 ISOs, and a stereo mix. So you can have the stereo mix and send that mix to your camera. You have a stereo mix on the card and on the computer. But you can also on the computer then have 3 independent tracks along with the stereo mix. So if you're doing an interview and you need to adjust the relative volumes or need to tweak the EQ on one mic and not on another, then you have that control. And the audio interface actually lets you record 5 in and 2 out. So the 3 ISOs, stereo mix, and then 2 channels out. The next level is MixPre-6. All the same features. One of the differences is that the connectors are also combo jacks, so you can use both XLR and 1/4 inch inputs. This one can record 6 independent channels plus the stereo mix. And then the USB interface is the 8 in, the 6 plus 2, and 4 out. And the prices are incredible for what you get. $649 for the MixPre-3 and $899 for the MixPre-6.
Sound devices, a name synonymous with professional-grade audio and durability, introduces the new MixPre series of audio recorders with integrated USB audio streaming. Providing world-class sound quality in an ultra-portable design, MixPre recorders are the perfect companion for musicians, sound designers, podcasters, videographers, and field recordists. The new MixPre-3 and MixPre-6 feature sound devices' groundbreaking new Cashmere microphone preamps. These high-performance ultra-low noise discrete Class A mic preamps with analog limiters were custom engineered by Sound Devices. The mic preamps feature a -130 dBV noise floor and use new 32-bit A to D converters. These ensure the highest quality audio recordings that far surpass those of other recorders using simple off-the-shelf IC-based mic preamps. The MixPre-3 features 3 full-size balanced XLR mic line audio inputs, while the MixPre-6 features 4 balanced XLR TRS combo jacks to connect microphones or line-level devices. Both have a 3.5mm auxiliary input that can be used for plug-in power mics, 2-channel line-in audio, camera return, or timecode. External timecode may be also sourced from a DSLR via the HDMI timecode input. The versatile MixPre-3 and MixPre-6 also make excellent USB audio interfaces and offer the unique ability to record audio to their SD cards while simultaneously streaming multiple channels of audio via USB. Handy recorders for interviews, podcasts, or simply as a backup recorder to your computer, both MixPre models can be used to record Skype or FaceTime interviews and record audio for podcasts or video blogs. The MixPre series is the first of its kind to offer a color LCD with touchscreen technology for easy navigation. And with built-in Bluetooth smart technology, the MixPre recorders offer full wireless remote control via mobile devices using Sound Device's free Wingman app. The MixPre series bridges the gap between sound engineers, musicians and YouTubers with a user-friendly UI featuring basic and advanced modes. Designed to allow a user to start recording right out of the box, Basic mode takes the guesswork out of recording and is intended for simple stereo recording applications. Advanced mode offers more experienced audio users access to multi-channel recording and advanced settings such as routing, trim gain, stereo channel linking, headphone presets, timecode, and more. The MixPre-3 and MixPre-6 are also fully featured mixers that offer ergonomic gain controls for fast and accurate mixing, and both have pan control and soloing, plus variable intensity circular LED metering. A custom-designed wide bandwidth headphone amp with user-programmable presets provides great sounding and flexible monitoring. As an added benefit to DSLR users, the MixPre series also have standard retractable mounting options, making them a perfect pairing for a wide variety of cameras. Videographers now have a compact, easy-to-use audio tool to capture pristine sound for video. For the ultimate in portability and convenience, the MixPre series offers multiple powering options. From AA cells to hot swappable lithium-ion batteries for all-day recording, to powering from a computer or AC wall outlet, the MixPres are ready when you are. The all-new MixPre-3 and MixPre-6 by Sound Devices. World-class audio, anytime, anywhere.
On the camera side of things, Red decided not to have a booth at NAB this year, and Sony really had nothing significant to share in terms of new cameras. Canon certainly did not. The 700 disappointed a lot of attendees. The one camera that stood out to me was the URSA Mini Pro 4.6K. It's an amazing sensor. It really is a studio camera, and you can do a 4.6K up to 60 frames per second. Also, it has Cinema DNG and ProRes 444 and 422 recording, so awesome for color, and it works great with the Blackmagic software ecosystem, which we'll talk about in a minute with Davinci Resolve 14.
I'm Lucas Colombo, director, cinematographer, and founder of My Films. Recently, the past 2 or 3 years, I've really been excited about these new Blackmagic cameras, and so when I got the chance to try out this new 4.6, I was pretty stoked. We brainstormed a really awesome idea about pirates and about adventure and romance, and everyone was on board and everyone loved it, so that's when we really took it to the production stage. And all this happened in about a week's time. We decided we want to do this, and all right, all hands on deck. We're going for a very natural look. We wanted to make sure that we could see everything that the naked eye sees, and the dynamic range in this case allowed us to see into all the skies. We didn't clip any highlights, but we were able just to get exactly what we wanted in camera, and allowed us to shoot quickly and go with the look that we wanted as well. I love the versatility that the form factor gave us, because we were able to throw it on a drone, we went to a gimbal, we went to dolly, shoulder mount, tripod, all really quickly and easily. All these things really came together to make this film happen in the amount of time that we had. 800 ISO being native in this camera really impressed me, especially when we went to shooting the interior night setups inside the tent. I lit this scene with a single house bulb on a dimmer hidden inside the tent. There was no noise in any of the footage. At 800 ISO, this camera is clean and crisp and gives you the highest dynamic range possible. Being able to do all our posts inside Davinci Resolve was incredible, from the ingest to the actual editing, straight to color correction, not to mention the final output. One of the cool features about editing Resolve, you just throw all the video in there, all the sound in there, select all, and auto sync. That's something I haven't seen in any other NLE. Color grading the URSA Mini 4.6K's raw footage was very easy and fast. Being able to adjust the raw parameters inside Resolve and then go straight back to editing and making adjustments in your timeline is pretty remarkable. Getting the chance to shoot this film on the URSA Mini 4.6K was a blast. Since then, I have shot over half a dozen projects with this camera, and I can't wait to see what everybody else does with it.
On the camera gear side of things, there weren't as many gadgets and grip pieces that were interesting this year. The most interesting thing I saw was the SmallHD booth was actually outside near the food trucks in the sun. And the reason was they've come out with a new monitor designed for DSLR shooters. It's called the SmallHD Focus. When I saw it, it was pretty amazing. The ability to see that in the daylight when most camera LCDs, you can't see a thing as soon as you're in bright daylight. But the monitor was extremely bright. Also, very interesting that it has pixel to pixel 4K. Because it's a touchscreen, you can zoom in and focus at a pixel to pixel level on the monitor, which is really great. And you'll see that in the demo that follows. The monitor is $499 and it comes with the tilt arm, which is extremely practical. And as you see in the picture, you can also mount your Rode Micro, like I use, right on the arm. So it's a great monitor. It's touchscreen. It gives you the pages that you get with the other SmallHD monitors, which you'll see in the demo as well. All for $499. Live streaming was also a big topic at this year's NAB, as it was last year. However, there was a piece that really amazed me. I've produced for 3.5 years a live webcast every Wednesday morning at our local PBS station using the full production studio, and they would actually have the live stream connection. Reliability and the ability to do that was only at their level. We could never get that to work right when we weren't there with their very high-speed connection and their professional studio with full SDI connected cameras. However, SlingStudio announced and had at the show their new SlingStudio live streaming gear and software. And it's an amazing thing. The head unit basically has one HDMI input, but most of the inputs come from cameras that are connected wirelessly, whether it's your smartphone or cameras using what's called the camera link. So the base unit that provides switching on an iPad, as well as the live streaming connection and wirelessly connecting up to 10 sources, is $999. And then there's a battery pack that's a bottom stand for it. So the whole thing can be completely wireless and battery powered. So you can take it literally anywhere. And then each of the camera link units connect by wire to an HDMI camera, and then they wirelessly connect to the base. Great portability, no more running coaxial or HDMI cables, but the cameras are free to roam and yet still stay connected and provide full 1080p for live streaming. And the ability to switch between up to 10 sources. You see 4 at a time, and you can switch between them, but if you have more sources, you can page through and switch between more sources. So it's an amazing thing. Really, if you had 2 cameras, that's $700, and the head unit of $1,000, you've got $1,700, and it's equivalent to this several $100,000 setup that we used at the PBS station for live streaming. It comes out of the box ready to stream to both Facebook Live and YouTube, and they listed several other streaming providers as well. talked earlier about the URSA Mini Pro and how that camera worked within the software ecosystem of Blackmagic. Blackmagic announced Davinci Resolve 14. And in 14, it's an amazing package. I've been a Final Cut Pro X editor since it came out. Prior to that was Premiere Pro and Sony Vegas. And prior to that, way back, originally Avid using digital tape. Being able to do frame level edits changed the way we do video production. And now being able to do it on laptops has changed it even more. Davinci Resolve is, I believe, the next big thing in editing, color correcting, and full pro audio. They've combined all three, and it's only $299, which is an amazing price. You get a great nonlinear editing platform with full Davinci color correction, and now full pro audio using Fairlight software. Fairlight's been an industry standard for movies and television production for years, and it used to be a $30,000 desk and software combination, and now that software is included in Davinci Resolve 14. If you just need simple audio, you can do it right in the editor, but if you want to get to sophisticated audio, you can open the Fairlight page and you can have up to 1,000 tracks of audio, fully synced. And when you move between the video editor and the audio editor, you're frame accurate. So when you jump over to the Fairlight page, you're on the very frame that you were on in the video editor.
Davinci Resolve 14 is the biggest update in its entire history and is designed to revolutionize and completely change the way post-production is done. Davinci Resolve 14 adds major performance improvements, advanced Fairlight audio post-production, and hundreds of new features for editors and colorists. When it comes to performance, Davinci Resolve 14 features a new, completely modern high-speed playback engine and optimizations that make it up to 10 times faster than before. Scrubbing is more fluid, and JKL playback is instantaneous. Now, when you tap a key, the clip is precisely trimmed to exactly the frame you want. This is especially noticeable when working with multicam clips. It's so fast, you can even work with processor-intensive formats like H.264 on a laptop. Davinci Resolve 14 introduces a new undo history list, so you can now step back through your actions. The effects library on the edit page now includes Resolve FX. To add an effect, simply drag it onto a clip in the timeline, then change its parameters in the inspector. There's also a new audio mixer, along with a parametric equalizer on the edit page. But for total control over your audio, Davinci Resolve 14 has an entirely new Fairlight audio page. Fairlight audio was previously only available in high-end facilities. Unlike audio tools that were designed for music, Fairlight audio is specifically designed for film and television post-production, and is known worldwide for its incredible sound quality and speed. When switching to the Fairlight page, you'll see the playhead in the exact same position as it was on the edit page. The audio timeline is optimized for multi-channel recording, editing, mixing, and sweetening, so you don't have to round trip or export to another application. When you need to edit waveforms, you can zoom in all the way down to the individual sample level. Click the Mixer button to open the Fairlight mixer, which has a channel strip for each track. When you select a channel strip in the mixer, the corresponding track is highlighted in the timeline. When used with the Fairlight Audio Accelerator, you get up to 1,000 tracks with real-time parametric EQ, dynamics, and effects. Without it, you'll get around 60. If you're working with a lot of tracks, you can use the small mixer view to fit more channel strips on screen. Every track includes real-time EQ. Simply double-click the EQ area on the channel strip to open the 6-band parametric equalizer. This lets you precisely adjust the quality and character of sound on every single track. Each track also has independent dynamics processing with an expander, gate, compressor, and limiter. The track panner can be used to position sounds in 2D or 3D space, depending on your track format. Any sound on any channel can be mapped into 3D audio space. The effects library displays a list of VST audio plugins. Simply drag a filter to an individual clip in the timeline, or to an entire track on the channel strip in the mixer. Using the Marquee tool, you can select a portion of the clip and loop playback while making adjustments, so you can instantly hear the results. The Fairlight Audio page features extensive automation controls for recording parameter changes over time. You can automate everything from simple level changes in the mixer to panning and even third-party plugins. Davinci Resolve supports up to 450 outputs that can be routed to 16 different sets of multi-channel speaker systems for monitoring. To quickly adjust the volume of your monitors, use the volume slider. Clicking the speaker icon will mute output. The dim button can be used to temporarily drop the level if you need to speak with someone in the studio. The track headers on the left show individual meters. You can click the meter button to see a more comprehensive view that shows everything in your project, including separate meters for all sources, tracks, buses, main, and sub-outputs. The powerful Fairlight busing architecture makes it easy to create a new bus. In this example, we'll use the bus format window to add a 7.1 sub-bus, type a name, and give it a color. Clicking Bus Assign lets you select tracks for output to the new bus. We'll select all tracks and save. The new bus appears in the mixer and in the meters, where you can monitor the signal passing through it. Davinci Resolve automatically folds up or folds down the output as needed between any 2D and 3D formats. You also get complete multi-channel recording that goes far beyond the simple voiceover features found in most editing software. With Fairlight Audio in Davinci Resolve 14, you don't have to send audio out, translate it to another system, or wait for it to come back. You can keep editing, grading, and mixing right up to your deadline. Plus, you can master multiple versions in multiple delivery formats and languages at the same time. There simply is no other editing software with this level of dedicated audio power. When it comes to color correction, colorists will be thrilled to see that Davinci Resolve 14 also includes over 20 new CPU and GPU accelerated Resolve FX, along with a new stabilizer, match move, and dozens of other creative features. The amazing new face refinement filter automatically recognizes and tracks facial features so you can quickly smooth out uneven skin tones, brighten eyes, and even add natural color into cheeks and lips. Best of all, you don't have to manually select or rotoscope a single frame. You can use the new warper to reframe or align objects by pushing and pulling parts of the image. Additional points can protect areas from distortion, so you get the shot you want without unwanted artifacts. Additionally, dehaze makes it incredibly easy to remove atmospheric haze, glare from windows, or fog from a lens. With over 40 different effects to choose from, such as blurs, glows, lens flare, face refinement, sharpening, camera shake, abstraction, and watercolor, Davinci Resolve 14 gives you more creative choices and options than ever before.
If you're interested in checking out Davinci Resolve 14, the beta is available now for a free download.